Hi there, and welcome back to the Dead-Eyed Boy YouTube channel. Thanks very much for tuning back in for another video. This time it is Daily Race C from earlier this week, last night to be precise. And this time I jumped over onto my US account. Thought I would have a little race against some of the Americans and some of the Brazilians, which I was keen to do because Interlagos being a Brazilian track, I wanted to race against some of the Brazilians on their home circuit, see how they fared, how I shaped up against them. So we were in a decent lobby. It was a top split lobby for that time of day. We've got a couple of really quick players in front of us, in Bia Pink Girl and Mata Boy. So off we started, starting off on the racing soft tyres now with this circuit and this track and this combination. We've got the softs and the medium tyres available to us. So we start off in the soft thinking, front of the pack, break away from the rest of the field early on with the softs, let them fight it out behind us and then switch on to the mediums somewhere around about laps 6 or 7, and hopefully that strategy would be the most successful one. It seems to be the most popular strategy. However, there is a slight spanner in the works if one of the cars in front of you, either in P1 or P2 in this case, are on medium tyres. If they're on medium tyres, they're potentially going to hold you up and you're going to lose time. So we're just hoping that wasn't the case. But quickly that started to worry me a bit because I started catching Bia pretty quickly, and now I know Bia is regularly in the top 10 US side. Oh, bit of lag there. I had to watch myself in case I gave away a penalty because she was bouncing all over the place. But yeah, I had Bia's normally in the top 10 whenever I check the US top 10 qualifying times. She's a regular feature in it. So the fact we were catching so quickly in the RCZ, which isn't the most powerful car, but as you can see down the straight into T1, we take it, make the pass, make the move, nice and clean, and off we go. By this time though, Mata Boy is, as you can see, just over 2 seconds clear, so no chance of catching him anytime soon unless he makes an almighty error. We've got Bia fighting back down the straight, just backs out. We go nice and narrow, take the turn really well, third gear, powering out, and we live to fight that corner. Now we're still not entirely sure because she's obviously got the slipstream now, so it's hard to tell what tyre strategy she was on. But as we come through, obviously the mid sector, we've got some turns where you're going to need good grip and you're going to need to be able to power out quickly. We start to open up a gap, and right away you can see there we're now opened up almost a second, and that was the telltale sign right there that we were dealing with someone on the medium tyres. So yeah, it's now crucial to try and make up as much time as possible, because you can see Rob behind has went past as well, and Bia's fell down the pack a bit, and we're on to lap 6 and it's time to pit. Because you can see the leader went in, Mata Boy, but crucially Rob, who was in third place, and we think he's now on the same strategy as us, he stayed out for a lap longer, so it was crucial to get out and make a good lap here so we could try and maintain that second place. I was trying to keep an eye on it at the time to see if Bia was on the medium or soft, and I think I just caught a glimpse here to say that she was definitely on the medium, so that was going to be a spanner in the works. We knew she was going to come back very hard, and as you can see, somebody just coming flying down the outside of us. We've got in third place, we've got No Morons. I hadn't factored him into the equation at all, but the pace of that Aston Martin coming down and the way it went past us, again, I wasn't sure what strategy they would be on. I was hoping that they were going to be on a 2-stopper because the outright pace they must have had on the mediums was impressive, but again, as they're pulling away from us, I could tell that they were certainly not on medium tyres, and they were off in the soft. Well, they were not on. They must have started on medium tyres because they were definitely on the soft tyres now at the pace they're breaking away from us. But as you can see, we've got a nice gap to P5, so we're just trying to keep this lap nice and tidy as we come round the final 2 bends onto the home straight, because remember P2 is who we're looking at the moment. Rob is on the same tyre strategy as us and was not far behind us before the pit stops happened, so I'm hoping I've not lost too much time here and we can get back past him as Rob comes in on the softs. Let's have a look as we go through the Senna S's, and we'll see what position we come back out in. You can see Bia Pink Girl's now back in 5th place, but she's at least probably about, well, as you can see, up to 4th now. But there we're coming down a stretch and we're still ahead of Rob, which was crucial. You can see actually quite a healthy lead. We build up there to about 2 seconds ahead. So what we've now got to think is that Bia has got to get past Rob, and we need to now try and make up as much ground as we possibly can to try and put as much time and track between us as possible. So skipping forward to the next point where we have some action. You can see Bia has now got ahead of Rob and she is closing rapidly. You can see the gap coming down there, coming down and down and down. It was all I was looking at this point. You can see it's now under a second and we're going to be well within her reach any point now. Lap 11, and I'm thinking, can we hold on to the end? So half a second and we know we're going to have to defend now, and we're going to have to defend pretty hard. But what I'm certain of here is that she's definitely on the soft tyre and she's going to have the pace of us down this straight. So I have a decision to make. Will I defend up the inside, or do I just secure 4th place and let her go? So I'm slowing this down for a reason. Keep an eye on the radar here. Now I'm thinking she is going to go for it, but then she backs out there. The radar stops, it backs out a little bit. I think she's not going to go for it, and then I start to turn in. So I start to turn in. She doesn't account for that, and there's contact, and there's me going sideways through the Senna S's, and off goes Bia. Now, at the time, I was pretty angry because I thought that was a bit of a dive bomb, and the fact that she doesn't give us the place back, I'm thinking, oh yes, if you'd seen my last video, you'll know exactly what that gif means. I'm thinking, sportsmanship, where is it? Why are we not getting that place back? You can see Bia is now off into the distance. We had practically a 3-second lead on Rob, which is now basically no lead at all, and I'm left having to desperately defend my 4th place through no fault of my own. So again, skipping forward, we'll get to the action now in the last lap because we're going to have to defend like crazy here. You can see Rob, having a look down the inside, goes to go down the outside, but we managed to go a little bit narrow, hold the Senna S's and get out of there with a place intact. But Rob's going to come back strong. He's going to have a better exit out of there, so we're going to have to think about defending here. So we go straight over to the left hand side because we're going to defend up the inside. It's really, really difficult to try and go around the outside of the next curve, and Rob thinks better of it, backs out. He's thinking, yeah, well, let's have a go at a more viable place to make a move. So again, I keep to the right. Rob, will he make a move? He's backing out a little bit. I'm going to have to try and keep it nice and tight, which we managed to do. Hit a braking point here again. 2 tyres onto the dirt. Best line, can't really get past somebody when they're doing that. Again, keeping it in the inside of the curb. As long as you hit the insides of these curbs, it's practically impossible. You see I run a little bit wide there, 2 tyres onto the dirt, and this is probably one of the best chances Rob will have. You can see he's going to get alongside us here. Oh, there's a little bit of contact, and now still desperately holding the inside line here as Rob is, again, a little bit of contact as he's desperately trying to get round the outside now. Go a little bit squiggly out of the final bend. I'm worried now Rob's going to have a run on us, and he's well and truly in the slipstream. You can see that there's no time, there's a couple of tenths in it, and it's just going to be a matter of can we hold on to the end. The good thing is I knew he was in the same car as me, so he didn't have that great power advantage, but he's going to get close to us, and over the line we go, and we managed to hold the 4th place. It was a really good battle, to be honest with you, that final lap. And yeah, I mean, it was a really good race. It was an interesting race because I had a lot to think about in terms of the tyre strategy, who was pitting when, and really it only becomes apparent where you are actually in the race when it gets down to the last couple of laps. because yeah, you can come through the field if you've managed to get a good run and you've managed your tyres well. So I mean, Mataboy, No Morons and Bia were all absolutely flying on the softs, and yeah, they made the tyres work for them. Mataboy clearly has got a lot of pace, doing a 19:56. Anything sub 20 minutes in this race is really, really quick. But at the time, like I said, I was very disappointed that the incident happened with Bia, and it'd be interesting to know what you guys think about that, because you'll see in the chat I'm still a little bit pissed off, to be honest with you, and I do make a comment because I'm expecting at least a sorry for the contact. You know, if it's me, I'm definitely saying sorry if I've hit somebody through the CNSs, because that can ruin their race. Fortunately, it didn't cost us too much. It meant we had a really difficult last lap, but yeah, I do make a point of mentioning the fact that it was nice sportsmanship. Now, having watched it back, I'm pretty sure it was accidental. There's a little bit of confusion about, was I defending it or not, and was she going for it or not. So yeah, I mean, I was probably a little bit hot-headed, but